Hey guys, Rob or Panics here. I suppose actually probably ought to say Rob Stellini here now, actually, because I've switched over my branding entirely to that. But it's not about me, it's about A to Z. Now, we've taken quite a little break on YEOUSCH graphics from regular uploads, and um, I'm terribly sorry for that. It's fallen almost entirely on me. We've had a few issues here and there, but actually it's fallen entirely on me. I've had a tough couple of months. I've been really, really busy with work and other things, so uploads have got the better of me, but actually I'm able to schedule more now, and so you'll be seeing many, many more uploads. If you're a YEOUSCH graphics director, then hit me up as to what you want to get on the channel, and we'll do our best to get it up there. So we'll go back to A to Z being, we'll try every week. I'm going to try and do it every week. I know I keep saying that, but I'll try every week, and it's easier if I just do it with my own work in the background rather than trying to find other people's and getting all the original recordings and stuff. So what you're looking at is it was a project last year I did called, it was a music branding project, and we had an artist called Brooke Page come in. Her album was called Frozen Love, so you can pretty much guess why I've done what I've done. But again, this is A to Z, it's not so much about the design, but I hope you enjoy it in the background. And I'm hoping to couple this with a few illustrated tutorials within the coming weeks on my own channel, and maybe again on here. So we finished last time on opportunities and opinions on O, so obviously that leaves P. Now in the FX has suggested partnership and pricing, and it got 39 likes. So here we go, partnership. Obviously you guys know that YEOUSCH partner people. It's pretty simple. People that are good and that have a following that's worthy of an active following, let's call it, and that create good content, get partnered. Not just by us, but by people like Machinima and the Gaming Network. Fullscreen themselves do it. And the truth is, it's much easier to get partnered now. I remember when I started YouTube, I still wouldn't be partnered now at 9,500 subs. You needed 20,000, 30,000. You needed to be a big channel. And it's got a lot easier with the emergence of companies like ours, smaller networks and stuff. But it's still not something to be done lightly. I know at YEOUSCH we don't partner people willy-nilly. I know people think we do, but it's just a change. It's change of the times that more people are getting partnered, and it is easier. So we don't partner people willy-nilly. I think YEOUSCH is 1,500 subs and 75,000 channel views. Don't quote me on that. But the truth is, YEOUSCH graphics isn't that. If you're talented, it's a lot more difficult to gain subscriber numbers and a bigger following as a designer. So, and we recognise that, and I recognise that in particular. I pushed for our specific numbers to be dropped, and they have been. But to justify that, you have to be seriously talented, and you have to have a future in the business. You do enter into a contract for a period of time, and you have to be able to convince me and the other recruiters that you are what we are looking for. And that isn't necessarily just people who can make a great background, because they're 10 a penny. Anybody can, I've said this before, anybody can get Photoshop and get good at it. It's not difficult. And that's not to take it away from you guys that do that, because I do it as well. I work predominantly on Photoshop when I'm working on YouTube. So partnership isn't something that you deserve or you're entitled to straight off the bat. You have to earn it. And a lot of people seem to misunderstand that when we say no, it's not you're never getting partnered or you're shit or anything like that. It's you're not quite there yet. Maybe with some extra time and a bit of broadening of your portfolio, you'll be at a situation where you can become part of our company and a director or a partner with us. So I guess that's my views on partnership. And the partnership process is pretty simple. It can boil down to a few. The simplest case scenario is someone tweets me a few videos, their channel and a portfolio, and says, "This is who I am. This is what I do. Can I be a part of YEOUSCH?" I take a look. They're good enough. They've got a good enough following, and they look like they're the sort of material that we want to put up on our channel here, but also to be a beacon for YEOUSCH as a whole. when you're a YEOUSCH director, you are an advert for YEOUSCH. So if your stuff's crap, then you're a bad advert for YEOUSCH. But if your stuff's brilliant, then you're a great advert for YEOUSCH. I like to think that I'm a pretty decent advert for YEOUSCH graphics, and there are some other great directors that are here with us. So that's a big part of it. So that is probably the simplest way it happens. And then I say yes, or sorry, some dust on my keyboard. One of the other recruiters says yes, and they get processed, they get put through. And that's pretty much how it works. It's pretty damn simple, actually, thinking about it. So yeah, there's not a huge amount more I can say about that, really, other than you do have to be good. And don't ever bother applying without a portfolio. That's my biggest. I suppose P kind of counts as portfolio. Portfolios are seriously important. And I'm not talking about 25 pieces, but a good selection. You don't necessarily need more than about 8. But 8 great pieces is better than 6,000 subscribers and loads of shit videos. Now, obviously, we're in the YouTube business, so you do need to be able to produce videos. And I've said this before, YouTube videos, a good background doesn't make a good speed art necessarily. And a good project might not make a good speed art. Sometimes it does, and actually it comes down to how well you create the video as well. A good intro, extra graphics if you need it, an outro maybe, stuff like that. And the higher end production videos are the ones that resonate better with us as a design department. It's quite easy to create things like that and to bolster the quality of your videos. So it's a no-brainer, really. And so we're going to go on to pricing. I'm not sure if I've covered pricing before in A to Z, but it's been a little while since we've had any videos. So actually the truth is, I might end up repeating myself a little bit anyway. But pricing's a really interesting one. And it comes in the wake of I've just put up my own prices. And if you haven't seen my prices, they're quite expensive. And I'll be the first to admit that. I've no problem saying that they are quite expensive. And the truth is, I like to think you get what you pay for. With me, you get a high quality design, completely handmade, custom, no templates other than the YouTube template itself, and I think that's important. I'm easy to work with. I've refined my process over the years, and actually I'm pretty good at what I do. I can get them out quickly, but still to a really high quality. And I'm not just saying this off my own back. People tell me this. So my prices are quite expensive, and I think it's important to realise that you have to look realistically at your ability, and you can't go straight out the gates charging. I did a lot of time where I did stuff for free, and doing stuff for free is more difficult now because if you do something for free once, you end up having to do it quite a lot, and then it becomes quite difficult to actually charge and put prices on stuff. The easiest way to look at it is how much is your time worth. If this is the only project you're doing, then you're not losing anything by doing this instead of something else. With me, I'm having to take time out of web projects, stuff like that. So the truth is, it's not just I'm earning 30 quid for the hour, but I might be losing out on 60 quid that I could be doing on an hour's worth on another project. So it's tough when you've got other stuff on your plate. But for the newer people that are looking to price stuff, look at other people's prices, look at what the general market is, but evaluate yourself. If you spent an hour on a background and someone gave you a tenner for it, would you feel like that was an hour well spent? Does that design, would you pay £10 for that design if you couldn't do it? And that's always a good way to look at it, is to, would you pay what you're offering? For me, I would pay I would pay that quite easily. And the truth is, people have money. If you're looking at channels nowadays, to enter into the COD community, let's use that as an example. You need an Xbox or a PS3. You need COD, so you're immediately looking at 150 quid. You need a controller, 170. You need a PVR or an Elgato. That's another 100 or 90 or whatever. So let's call it 250 now. You're already at 250 quid before you can even start making videos. And people don't seem to realise that there are a lot of overheads to making YouTube videos, and decent graphics is now one of them. I remember a time where people could have shit backgrounds and still be great YouTubers, but now because there's such an abundance of great designers, people need good graphics. You go onto a channel and you think, oh, their background's a bit shit, I might even bother watching their video. I know I do. And it's very prevalent now that actually people do need good work. So spending a few extra quid on a decent background is something people are very prepared to do. And I'm surprised myself sometimes when I put my prices up and I still got a huge amount of demand, and I still have to think like, are my prices too low still? I can't do all these I can't do all this design. So I think that's an important thing to look at, is that people do actually want to pay for it, and people will happily pay good money for stuff, but it has to be good. They're not going to pay you lots of money for shit. You wouldn't buy a Ferrari you wouldn't buy a Ford for the price of a Ferrari. So I think that's an important thing to look at. I know it's not a very good answer if you're looking for a specific number. I was never going to give you a specific number for pricing, but I hope that's gone some way to explaining how I price my stuff and how you maybe could look to doing your stuff. So yeah, that was partnership and pricing, and a bit about portfolios in there as well. Thanks to IndieFX for suggesting it. So I think it's a pretty good system. You suggest what you want, and the one that gets the most likes will be done. So LMNOP Q is a tricky one. So I may end up only doing one for Q. But put your suggestions in the comments, and I'll pick a few that get the most likes. So if you see one that you like the suggestion of, make sure you like it so I can see what it is. As always, I've been Rob Stellini or Panics. Be sure to check out my channel, all the other uploads on YEOUSCH Graphics. We've got some great stuff coming, and some great stuff in the last few days. I'm going to try and make this again every Thursday, because Thursday I've got nothing. I've got no lectures or anything, so it's a pretty good day to do stuff. So yeah, hopefully we'll share this with all your mates as always, and have a fantastic day. Peace out from YEOUSCH Graphics.